Editor's note. Like an idiot, I forgot how to connect my microphone to the Zoom H4n. So now poor Gabby has to hold it in her hands and pass it around like the last piece of bread while you hear every pin drop on the floor. Sorry, Gabby, please don't fire me. I have imaginary kids to feed.
What does my Christmas sweater have on it?
I don't know. Oh. I was like, I don't know what that is.
I can't describe it.
Is it Santa's chest? What is that?
What?
Wait, am I crazy?
Wait a minute.
It looks like a buff Santa Claus with like a hairy chest.
Oh my god.
Wait,
It's not even Mrs. Santa's chest. It's
Wait.
Santa's chest.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. It's his beard
Oh.
with okay. I thought that this was
Oh my god.
I thought that was like a chiseled like ab thing. Like it was
I literally have tears coming out of my eyes.
Oh.
She really said, "Is that Santa's chest?"
Well, it actually is. It's just not the. I thought it was like a sexy
Not lower.
Santa, a sexy Santa, but it's just the beard with his jacket. That's so funny.
That was awesome. Yeah, that was amazing. Okay.
I have a shirt. It's black and it says "I slay," but it's like slay, like Santa spelled like like slay. Oh right, I forgot. I'm wearing a Christmas tree hat. It has a star and ornaments on it. It's so pretty. Aww. Very nice.
Oh,
now I gotta
amazing.
put it back on. Right? So literally. See, you got the little ornaments or whatever.
Cute.
Yeah.
Here, it's got like little.
It's my favorite. I bust it out every
That's
Christmas.
adorable.
Every Christmas. Every December. Every after Halloween.
Every
the
after
day
Halloween.
after Halloween.
Yeah, mine's is less Christmassy. It's just a red turtleneck. Yeah.
I feel like Barbara Walters with the microphone. It's very cute though.
And
Classic.
Marina could describe if she wants.
I kind of forgot to wear something.
Oh, that's okay.
I was gonna show up with like a pink Santa hat, but it just like it was gonna arrive way too late.
Oh no, it's okay.
But yeah, just know that the holiday spirit is inside me.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, period.
Yes.
That's what matters the most.
Amen.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a really fun, exciting video planned. To my left is my friend Emily,
Hi, everyone.
and then to my right, the familiar face you've seen in a couple of videos, Miss Jordan.
Hi.
Do you guys want to introduce yourselves a little and tell everybody about yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Emily, and I've known Gabby since I was 9 and she was 8, so a very long time. And yeah, I'm currently working at a nonprofit called the Young Center for Immigrant Children's Rights. If you're looking for a place to donate, you should donate there. That's it.
Plug it up.
Hi. I know a lot of you already know me, but my name is Jordan. I just kind of force my way onto this channel sometimes, and I hijack things. I've known Gabby since I think my sophomore year of college. We met in acting class, and we became best friends. And now she can't get rid of me, so I just show up.
Either of you.
Yeah, I'm currently unemployed, so if you're hiring,
Let me know.
let me know. Hit me up. Yeah.
Behind the camera, I just want to shout out to Marina. She is my friend. We also went to school. Jordan and I also went to school with her, and she's also going to be helping with a lot of the filming and editing of these videos. So give her a shout out on in the comments, and yeah, let's welcome her. Woohoo! So today's video is one that is something I've actually never thought about doing before, and that is guessing what my friends look like as someone who cannot see. Ooh, interesting. So I think I'm gonna get started with Emily first.
Okay.
Emily, I've known you since I was 8 years old, and the truth is that I've never known what you look like because there's this big misconception that blind people have to feel people's faces to try to guess what they look like, which is like, we're gonna talk about that because no,
nobody does that.
So Emily, I like you mentioned, I've known you since I was 8 years old, and I've never known what you looked like. So this will be interesting for me to try to guess what you look like as someone who can't see.
And I only like remember what you look like from when we were children, because so I have a degenerative eye condition, so I had a lot more vision before and it's less now, but like I do know what you look like. So I'm interested to see what you think I look like.
Okay. Emily, I feel like you have, well, I've felt your hair before, like just from like giving you a hug or whatever.
Yes.
But like I feel like you have very, like, your hair is very long. I feel like it's probably like a dark brown, or maybe it's brown.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
And then I feel like Emily's kind of like, you're a little bit shorter than me, but not much, not by much. And so I feel like you are probably like what, 5'7", 5'6".
Girl, I wish. I'm 5'2".
No, you are not.
I am 5'2". 5'2 and a half on a good day.
5'2" and a half on a good day with some heels. Really? 5'2"?
I am
That's
5'2".
crazy. I do not. That
I'm very
does not
short.
seem.
That's what the doctor
Accurate,
says.
but okay.
That's what the doctor said.
And I feel like you have. I think you have brown eyes.
Yes.
I think you are. I'm like looking at you, like if I can see you. I'm like this. I'm like turning towards her.
Me.
I'm like, let me look at her face from this angle. I think you have light skin. I think you're light skin.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I wonder how you know that. I'm actually interested in how you would know
how
that.
did I know that?
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy because I never thought about it before. Like it was never like, oh, let me try to like imagine. Like no, there's none of that. It was just like, you've been my friend, and I've just never thought about, because again, it's like there's this like idea that blind people have to like go around touching people's faces, which is just, let's not do that. So yay, I think I got a lot of that correct.
Yes.
So I guess there's a point for Gabby in the books. Yay.
Good job.
And now I'm gonna try to see if I can guess what Jordan looks like.
Very hard.
So Jordan, I think you... Girl, I can't. Okay, I know you've had braids before.
Yeah.
I don't know if you still have braids. Wait, why are you laughing?
No, I just looked down at my braids. I do have braids right now.
Okay, so I know you've had / still have braids.
It's hard because I change my hair a lot. So.
Yeah, but it's funny because like all the times that I see you, well, am around you, you have braids. So, and you're pretty tall. You're like what, I'm gonna guess the same height, 5'7", 5'6".
I am 5'7".
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god, the accuracy.
Very accurate, yeah.
I think you might have I think you also have brown eyes.
I do have brown eyes, yes.
And I think you're like, the color of your skin, I think, is probably like a little bit darker.
Yeah.
Wait. I'm just shocked. I'm sorry. I'm just shocked. Like, I don't know. And the thing is, like, no one's ever described to me what either of you look like. So it's not like I have
any
have,
frame
like,
of
previous...
reference. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also shocked how you're getting this.
I might secretly be sighted. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows? The secret of my life. But anyways, so yeah, I think you have darker skin. Your hair color might be black.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's my idea of the two of you.
Yeah.
And I think like talking about feeling people's faces, like I have an experience, like a story time that I want to share real quick because this actually happened to me. Let's just I'm gonna leave out a lot of details because I don't want to like put this person on blast, but let me just say that there was someone in my brother's life in the past And I didn't really know much about her, except that like they were dating. And she was here one day, and my brother came in my room and was like, "Hey, she wants to know if you can feel her face since you don't know what she looks like." Yeah. I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" Sorry, like, what was that? You want me to do what now? I like at the time, like my brother didn't really know that like that wasn't a thing that blind people did, but like I still was just like, okay, let's just have fun with this. Why not? So I went across and I was like, oh, okay, and I was just like, this is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever experienced. Because we're just standing there in silence. Like imagine just standing there and someone's like rubbing their hands all over this.
Feeling up your face. Oh my god.
I was so uncomfortable, and like I guess like she asked my brother, she was like, so does she have like a better understanding now? I was just like, it's like, yeah, you got some pimples. Got some pimples, I guess. That's all I really took away from that. Just a little dry. I guess he forgot to put some moisturizer on. Oh my god, Emily's passing out right now.
Because I love that she's like, do you have a better idea of what I look like? And you're like, I have a better idea of the texture of your face. Not what you look like, but okay.
Yeah, so I was just like, I was literally talking to my brother about this the other day because I was just like, do you remember when you did that? He was like, I literally don't. But I was just like, well, now it's a story I can share.
Are you going to guess what Marina looks like?
Oh, yeah, I can do that for sure.
Go ahead and guess what I look like.
Okay, yeah,
the audience too.
Yeah.
Yes, comment below.
Just sense the mystery behind the camera. I think you're like a little bit shorter also, right? Like probably what, like 5'4"?
Yeah.
Wow.
You got it.
Oh my god!
You're so good.
Ow! This is crazy. And I think you said you have light skin. So you did mention that,
we did
right?
mention a few
Yeah, you
features
did mention
today.
that.
That's a little bit cheating.
Yeah.
I
We
did.
mentioned.
You know.
I think you also have brown eyes.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And I think your hair is probably like I think you might have like longer hair also, or like mid-length hair. And then I think your hair color is probably like a dark brown also.
Okay, you're partially right about the hair length. My hair is like down to like the small of my back.
Mhm.
I've been growing it for a long time. But my hair is black.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. And I know you like the color pink a lot.
Yes, I do.
So there's that too.
I'm wearing a pink top right now. Well, it's
Yeah.
striped with like white and light brown.
Oh, cool.
Thin lines of blue.
Oh, that's nice.
Very cute top.
Thank you.
Yes, from where I'm sitting, it looks
Yeah.
amazing.
It looks really good.
It looks wonderful. So that's my experience. Do you guys want to share anything?
I mean, I think I have had when I meet people for the first time, like they will ask me like, do you feel people's faces to get to know them? And I'm quickly tell them no, that is not a thing that blind people do. That's a myth. I've never met any blind person that does that because that's just weird and gross. Like, can you imagine having someone put their dirty hands all up in your eye, like
Oh
your
my
mouth?
God.
Like, that's just
No.
so weird. And like, yeah, I don't know why people still think that is a thing that happens, because it's not.
So Jordan, from your perspective, like I guess from being friends with me, were there ever any times where you were like, I wonder how like she kind of figures things out? Like, do you have any questions? Because you have me and Emily now that we can both answer your questions pertaining to it.
I do. I have one really big one. When we were in acting class, I don't know if I ever mentioned it. So I forgot, we were like walking someplace, and then like I was saying where my family's from, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm black, just so you know. Because I wasn't sure like if you knew I was black, and you like already knew. So I was like, is it like the sound of my voice? Is it just, I'm just so cool, I'm just so hip? Like, how did you know that I was a black person? Or did I just say it and I just forgot? And then
No, so I actually knew because of the sound of your voice. I kind of figured. I was like, oh yeah, okay, I kind of have an idea.
because like I feel like, you know, I'm not I don't know. I just feel like it's different when you can see people, because when I think of like the voice, like different voices to me, I feel like they have to be very, very distinct for me to be like, okay, that's somebody who is, you know, of color, is of this race and that. So I don't think we hear the like slight differences, especially since I'm not like, I mean, you hear the way I'm speaking now, like I'm, you know, just because I use a little bit of slang doesn't necessarily mean, because there's a lot of people out there who will still use slang that aren't, you know, black. So I was like interested. I was like, oh cool, repping my people even even to this day.
Yeah, and I think like a lot of the time, like I'm sure Emily's been faced with this too, where like we get asked the question like, oh, but if you like somebody, how do you know that they're cute or they're not cute? And it's just like,
their voice tells
we just
you a
know.
lot. And also the voice tells you a lot for sure.
It does.
Yeah.
A voice can give away a lot of information, and I think like, do I miss being able to see? Sure, but I also feel like from the perspective of someone who can see, you can just look at someone and be like, oh no, like that's not it, you know what I'm saying? Or like, yeah, I like that person. Versus like for us, it's like it kind of, we have to use other ways of getting to know somebody, like their personality, their voice, and I think like something else, I don't know if Emily wants to add to this too, but like people will be like, oh, you get your hair and your nails done, why? You can't see yourself.
That's like the same thing as people being like, oh, there's no man there for you to get all dolled up, or why do you wear makeup in your house? Because I want to.
Exactly.
That's always the answer, because I want to.
Yeah, and it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And like it's
you
part
feel
of,
pretty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also it's like the way you express yourself to people, like, you know, there's ways of doing that, but the truth is like not everybody in this community like knows how to do that, and I'm not saying like I'm an expert at it, because I'm obviously not, but like, you know, there's like things you gotta kind of learn, like how to do things and how to like take care of yourself.
Yeah. And if it's important to you, like learning how to do your makeup, like I know a lot of blind people really love doing their makeup, and so I think if that's how you want to express yourself, then you would choose to do that. So like, yeah, I don't really see why people are asking blind people, why do you do your makeup if you can't see it? Like, it's just another part of expressing yourself.
So I guess even to ask Marina from behind the camera, do you have questions?
What do you hate most about when other people see that you're blind, aside from the whole touching the face stereotype? What is something that you absolutely hate when, you know, people see you're blind and they, you know, they make an assumption or something, or say something that pisses you off?
Okay. That's a great one. I feel like I have a lot for that. But I feel like for me, it's seeing my disability versus seeing who I am as a person. Because, like, there's more to me than just my blindness, you know? Like, I like to be adventurous. I like trying new things. I obviously have friends, or else, like, none of you would be here sitting in my house if I didn't have friends. Like, if I didn't have friends, this would just be me, like, saying, oh, I'm going to just sit here. But no, I'm just gonna guess. Yeah. But no, like I obviously have friends, and I feel like a lot of the time people will see the cane and see like the disability and be like, oh, like this girl obviously isn't capable of like having a conversation, making friends, going out and doing things, or just living her life. So yeah,
I would agree with that. I think it's the assumptions for me, like assuming that like I can't have a job, that like I can't go out independently and like just, you know, do basic human things. I think, yeah, those assumptions upset me a lot.
Have either of you ever had like any, I guess previously from meeting me, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if you've ever encountered other blind people, but if you have, like, have you ever had any like kind of assumptions or like things that you've been like, oh, maybe that's not like a capability for them, like not to be like negative, but not like in a negative way I'm saying, but just like from your own perspective of being a sighted person?
I live in an apartment building, and so one of my neighbors is blind, so he's always lived there. So when I was younger, I've always seen him and he's come through, and like he talks with me mom and me mom. He talks with me mom. He talks with me mom and stuff. So
Why did you An Irish woman.
I don't know.
For
Where
the
that
leprechaun,
look
yay.
for the with the leprechaun. So anyway, but yeah, he talks with my mom. And so every time I was younger, like his dog, he had a seeing eye dog with unfortunately passed away.
Oh no.
I know that dog was really old too. I'm getting really off topic because that dog was there since I was like a kid and like died.
Yo,
Not
you lasted a
recently.
while.
That dog lasted a long time, a really long
Usually
time.
they die like after
Yeah.
7 years.
I'm pretty sure that dog was like 17 years old. Anyway.
Damn, that's
Anyway,
crazy.
so like I've always seen, like I knew, like, you know, he had his cane and he was blind, but I never really thought about it. I feel like for me, when it comes to like even Gabby's blindness, like when I would try to lead her places, I would, in the beginning, I always forget that you cannot see. So I think like, oh, I'm just walking with my friend, like with our arms crossed together, like there's, and I will forget to be like, oh, you know, there's something in front of you. And I always would bump, like we would constantly bump into things and I'd have to be like, I'm so sorry. So I kind of feel like sometimes when it comes to things like that, I'm not as, you know, I don't think ahead as much. Like I kind of forget a little bit. So I feel like, you know, going forward, I, you know, now that I know Gabby more often, I kind of have to work on my own, like, you know, like pay attention. Like obviously, like I keep forgetting that you can't see, and like I'll like, you know, just, you know, don't lead her into walls and stuff like that. So for me, I've met a few blind people before. I have a lot of different I've had friends who have different like types of disabilities, whether that's, you know, physical or other things like that. So for me coming into it, it wasn't really like, oh, I have a blind friend. It was more just like, okay, I see Gabby for Gabby first, you know, but I think sometimes it is important to understand that part of you, and that is, even though it's not you, who you are as a person, it does affect you daily. So it's not right to just be like, oh, you know, it's just a whatever thing. Like I do think, you know, I want to like learn more about issues that specifically affect blind people that I might not think about on the daily, or might not think, you know, certain things. I know people are definitely very prejudiced. That's one thing. But there's certain little things that you wouldn't even think that people like the face thing. I didn't think people thought that until I didn't think people really thought, because like if you sit there and think it through, like, but sometimes, you know, that type of stuff, people
They don't think it
through. They don't. You have too much faith in humanity. So I think going forward, it's just, you know, any sort of disability, or, you know, being being like a different race or a minority, I think you should, if you're not from that community, look into things like that affect the community, you know, going forward. Even if you don't have friends, you don't have to you don't have to wait to be friends with someone to do that. But I think once you are friends, it's the small stuff, like the big things I kind of knew, but smaller stuff was like, now being friends with you, I realized like the little things, like the talking to me when we go out, like that's kind of annoying when like people just don't treat you like a human being and stuff like that. That's the stuff that kind of gets, you know, under your skin. Like once you really are with somebody, you can like see how people, they're kind of not their true colors, because, you know, people can change, but, you know, their prejudices kind of start to come out more. Once they're actually faced with that, because a lot of people would say, I'm not like that, until the situation happens. So
I noticed with like sighted people too, like especially when it comes to being with friends, it's like sighted people will be like, you're sighted, I'm sighted, so like obviously you must agree with me that I need to like look down upon this blind person, which is not true, because like as you being my friend, it's like, you know, sure, like you may be learning other things from us being friends, but like it's also, I feel like the reason I made this channel too is to be able to help educate sighted people as well, because I think a lot of them don't know, and that's not, you know, sometimes people are just genuinely ignorant and you can't fix that. But there are the people out there who like, you want to educate them. And I think by you, Jordan, a sighted person, saying that it's important for other people outside of like me and Emily's community and other communities to like get involved, like that's really important, because there's not a lot of, at least to my knowledge, there's not a lot of sighted people that are just like trying to also help represent this community. So that's really special.
Yeah.
And I feel like what I appreciate about all my friends is that you've all kind of like accepted me as just myself. Like you've never tried to be like, you're blind, so like I need you to like, you know, I need to pity you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's important because that's not, you don't always get friends like that. Like sometimes you might think somebody's just being your friend just to pity you, but like, you know, I would hope that like my friends are not trying to like just be friends with me just to pity me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I was just gonna say that I also really like what Jordan said about like not waiting to have a friend has a disability and like just getting to understand what challenges people in the disability community face is very important, because I know when I joined my organization, like I was the first visibly like or like person with a very apparent disability to join the organization, and so like I felt like I had to do a lot of educating, but thankfully my team was very like receptive to that and like always wanted to learn and like accommodate, you know, whatever I needed. But I think most people think that they're gonna go to a job and never meet a blind person, and like hello, it happened. At least in my organization. And so you just never know, and it really is only going to benefit you to like educate yourself even a little bit. So yeah, I completely agree with that.
Did you want to say something, Maria?
I feel like I talked the entire time.
It's a lot of fun being friends with you, Gabby, and you know it's great. I just met you, Emily, but you know I already like enjoy speaking to you. Yeah,
Same.
I think one of the things I hear, you know, I have ADHD and I have epilepsy, so there sometimes I do have to have accommodations made for me. But you know, obviously I don't have a physical disability, but I think, you know, you're spot on. People have to pity you and stuff, and they treat you differently than you would like to be treated. Just treat you like a normal person. But yeah, when I first met you, I thought, you know, like, how does she do it? You know, I thought, but it came natural to me. It came natural. I see, well, you know, she's just living her normal life. She's doing what she does best, and I think that it helps normalize a lot when you're friends with someone. It helps normalize, you know, a lot of what they do in a daily life, and you see it's not much different from mine. It just, there's just extra steps involved.
Yeah,
Yep, exactly.
for sure.
Yeah. And I sometimes appreciate when my friends forget that I'm blind
Me
because
too.
it makes me feel like, yeah, you are my friend because you like me. Yeah, like you like
exactly.
my personality, and the fact that you just asked me if I have a driver's license
my
because you
God.
for a minute forgot that I'm blind. Like
Right.
I'm just like, that's fine. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because you just you think Emily and you think about me the person, not
Right.
Emily, the blind
blind
person.
girl.
Yeah. Exactly.
I definitely agree with what Emily said, because I feel like a lot of my friends don't look at me and see, oh, like the poor little blind girl, we have to help her with everything. Like I try to be as independent as I possibly can until I'm like, oh, like Jordan, can I have help with this thing? You know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather try to figure it out myself before I feel like I need to reach out for help.
Right.
And I think when you or like my family forgets that I can't see, I don't look at it as like, wow, like they really just forgot. I just look at it as like, thank you for thinking of me as just like your friend, you know? So I think that's really special, and it's
I
really
appreciate
special.
it. Yeah. I like when my friends, when we're on the street and they're like, oh my God, do you see that cute guy over there?
Yeah.
No.
And I'm just like,
I wish I
wish
did, but I don't. But yeah, really appreciate those moments.
and I think also like laughing at our blind jokes, like please laugh at them,
Yeah.
because we laugh at ourselves all the time.
Yeah.
The amount of blind jokes I make,
Yeah.
please, I could write a whole like comedic book.
I think it's because I grew up also, like most of us, with Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I'm like used to a lot of blind jokes. So it's like, yeah, I feel like also this is why representation matters. People, all right, because I know some people get uncomfortable. I'm like, oh, it's like normal for me because I watch it so much. And, you know, I'm glad to hear that you don't mind me forgetting, because sometimes I feel like it's a little insensitive when I'm just like, oh, or if like we're walking and literally there's something and like you trick, because I know that used to happen like all the time. I just be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, because I'll just be like, yeah, you literally were like, oh, can you leave me here? And I'm not doing the one thing I was supposed to be doing, because I'll just be talking and I'm just doing my own little thing, talking. So it's good to hear that it's not, because I try to be a little bit more conscious of, you know, stuff like that. You know, if we're walking, like, you know, you need to pay attention to Like we're both just chilling. We're both gonna run into something. So I just
it's funny.
Yeah.
When
It
you
is
run
funny
into
as hell.
things, yeah.
I'm just like, oops.
I'm just
okay.
like, oh, clearly you can't see.
just
Me
like, come
either.
on now.
That's what I think too when sighted people
I was like, why
walk
didn't you
in.
move? Like, why didn't you move? I was just following you, but
I think it kind of shows like from your perspective too, like as the person who is friends with the blind person, not that like that's the way you look at it, but like you look at it as like, oh, I can be myself, and like not trying to change a person whether they have a disability or not, but especially like with someone who does have a disability, I wouldn't want my friends to be like, I'm just gonna easily forget because, you know, this is the only reason I'm here, to be your friend. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I think you need to have friends that can also kind of help you get out of your comfort zone, and like trying to, you know, make sure that you're not feeling, but also just knowing that like your friends are okay with it too. Like they're not just categorizing you as like, oh, I'm going to see my blind friend today. They're just like, oh, I'm just gonna go hang out with my friend.
Yeah.
You know, and like you just forgetting and us both tripping and almost falling and on our asses, like that's okay because we can laugh about it, and then I can tease you and be like, clearly she can't see either. You know what I'm saying? Like that's okay too. So I think it's good that like I really can appreciate you that way, and like my other friends that are like that with me too, that are just like, this is a normal thing, she's a normal person, because at the end of the day, like we are still normal people, it's just that our freaking eyes don't work, and some people just don't get that. So yeah, that's me guessing everybody's looks. Everyone's looks.
Appearances.
Be sure to, I'm gonna, you know, go give everybody that I've had here on this channel today a shout out. Follow them if you'd like. If they, you know, if they follow you back, that's up to them. But like that's really up to them. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe, everyone, and leave a comment down below. Share this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye. Me mom.
This hat comes out.
Me mom and I.
Me mom and I goat.
Why did I just picture Harry Potter?
Me mom.
Me mom.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I literally am crying.
Yeah, that one gave me tears.
That one. Yeah, no, it was the Harry. It was Santa's chest for me.
No, it was a me mom for me.
Emily was almost on the floor. Merry Christmas to all of you, and
To all the good
me
night.
moms. Me mom.
And me mom.
To all you and your me mom.
And your me moms.